ready for your weekly dose of pixie dust with Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePaoli.
And I'm Patrick Dougal.
And Patrick Dougal.
What?
Before we get to this week's news, we gotta talk about something for Mr. F 1104.
Got it.
It's something I feel like we've talked about a lot on this show before, but Mr. F saw on our Twitter that we both recently went to see Newsies.
We did.
And wants us to talk a little bit about it. So, I mean, like I said, I feel like we've talked so much about Newsies on the show.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest shows ever.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah. But anything in particular about this most recent run of the tour?
Well, yeah, this is the second casting of the tour.
Yeah.
So the first time it came through, we had different principals. Some of the same ensemble are still going.
Quite a few.
Yeah, still doing it, but different principals.
Andy Richardson, actually, who
was in the original.
He was in the original. Okay, so Andy Richardson played the original Romeo and eventually went into the role of Crutchy on Broadway and is now playing Crutchy on tour, but he was not previously. So I was very excited to see him as Crutchy again. He's great.
Yeah, some surprises, but as usual, I mean, the show's great.
It's so good to the point that we both went because we won the raffle. And we have tickets to see it again.
Yes.
And I literally thought to myself after getting the raffle ticket, I was like, maybe I'll just sell my ticket that I bought because, I'm going to see it again. 5 minutes in, not even 5 minutes in, I was like, I need to see this again. And the reality is this may be the last time we ever get to see this production of Newsies.
Live. Because soon we'll have it in our DVD collection.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Definitely on the big screen though. But yeah, it's so ridiculously good. It's just, one of the best musicals ever created for the Broadway stage. I love it so much. Trying to think if there's anything else in particular about this cast. I love the guy playing Davy in this cast. A lot of them. And still a solid cast, which is, I don't want to say rare, but it is a reality that oftentimes the longer a tour goes on, the less good the cast gets. Strong.
And I remember even when the first tour was coming through, Jeff was wary about seeing Newsies.
Really wary, yeah.
Because he only wanted the original cast and thought nothing could compare.
Yeah.
Does it compare?
I was listen, nothing.
I mean, the original
Nothing
cast
will beat the original Broadway cast. It was honestly Jeremy Jordan, A Star is Born moment. I was sitting in the audience and I literally just went, A Star is Born. And I remember saying that to my mom at intermission. I'm like, this guy's going to be a star. And he is. But so nothing will compare to that. But having said that, I have never, ever, ever seen a bad cast in the Disney theatrical production of Newsies. They're phenomenal. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if part of the reason why the tour is ending is because they've run out of boys to cast. It's a tough show to cast. It is a triple threat show, and it's one of those shows that, normally if you're in the chorus, you can kind of hide or, hide's not the right word, but you're not as recognizable usually if you're in the chorus. This cast, the chorus of this show, is so specific, and each chorus member has a character name, and I feel like they each have their own little fan club. Everybody has a favorite Newsie, and that's what's made this show as popular as it is, I think. But in any case, Mr. F, it's phenomenal.
It's great.
It's fantastic.
I believe there's a couple more stops after LA, but then 4
or 5 more.
Then that's it.
That's it. And then we'll have to wait to see it on the big screen. So if you get the chance, they, like I said, they do a raffle here in LA. I'm assuming they do it in the other cities. If you live anywhere near where these shows are going on, check out the website of the theater that it's playing at and see if they have any information about the raffle, because, oh my goodness.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe there's really no difference from the Broadway to tour. I mean, they have the same sets and staging.
Actually, one new song.
Yeah, an extra song. Yeah. So it's pretty much usually when something goes on tour, it's not, the sets are not as the same or grand, but they took the whole moving, I don't even know what those are called, building things.
Basically the Brady Bunch blocks.
Yeah.
They, you gotta remember the show was meant to be very temporary. Yeah. It was never supposed to go to Broadway. It was never supposed to have as long a run as it did on Broadway. So, millions upon millions of dollars weren't spent on the set, and it's still rocking, and it's such a great set, and it's perfect.
Especially Once and For All when it like pushes all the way towards the front.
Yeah, Once and For All
crazy.
is it's the moment that gives you chills, and they totally jack up the volume.
Yeah,
like,
they do. They're like, it just got louder.
It's a moment where the Brady Bunch blocks start moving forward, going as far forward as possible. The lights all get brighter, and the volume all goes up, all at the same time.
and then just like,
And I will say, Newsies, oh God, I didn't mean to go on this rant, but I am. Newsies is a show unlike any other where I've seen people just like going crazy, applauding and shouting in the middle of songs. Like, that's not normal. And it happens throughout Newsies multiple times. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, I love Newsies.
It's really funny because anytime, of course, there's like so many like tricks that happen and like especially Seize the Day and carrying the banner when they're doing flips, and every time someone does a cool flip, you hear like, woo!
Yeah.
Yeah! Woo! And you're
Yeah,
like,
and they
"What?"
deserve it. They so deserve it. And I'm telling you, I'm exhausted watching those
I know.
boys. I don't know how they
Especially
do it.
2-show days.
2-show days. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, that's our news.
that's our Newsies. I could literally talk an entire episode about Newsies, and maybe we will someday when the movie comes out or something. But it's incredible. But moving on from there, we got some news going on.
Yeah, some news.
So Beauty and the Beast live action is getting closer and closer and closer.
Yep.
And more details are getting released.
Yep.
And one of the first photos we've seen is Lumiere and Cogsworth.
Live
And
action version.
yeah, how they're going to look in the movie. What was your initial thought?
It's very interesting. It's obviously they're going very realistic with it. There's a lot of details on it. You can see like the eyes and mouth on Cogsworth, but like Lumiere, I still don't see where he talks from.
The versions we saw, I'm pretty sure, are the Frozen versions. No pun intended. Well, it's not really a pun, but Frozen aside from Olaf, the non-animated versions of the characters, and they become more animated throughout the film. Yeah, I don't know. I've kind of had
I have mixed feelings.
I've had an issue with it for a while. They're fine. They're just not my favorite. Like, not my favorite. It's fine.
It's just different.
It's very different. You're not going to get, like, animated Lumiere and Cogsworth on screen. But, that wouldn't make sense either. So I kind of wish there was more of a happy medium, but that's the direction they went. And trust me, we're all going to love it anyway. So, but that did come out. What else? Oh, they're releasing little things like behind the scenes clips as well.
Yeah, there's a whole, I guess, special editions segment that's going to be on the 25th anniversary Blu-ray DVD or regular DVD. I just buy Blu-rays. But so when that comes out, there's going to be a whole bonus section on the live action movie coming in March. So if you want to see that, definitely pick up Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, and
September 19th, I believe.
Is it September 19th?
I think so.
Okay, sounds good. Yes, it's back out of the vault. I actually know some people who have been waiting. Like, that's a pretty regular question for me, is people keep asking, when's Beauty and the Beast coming out of the Disney vault? I'm like, I don't know, but now I can say.
It is.
September, so it's great. They showed, like, the table read of it, and interviews with Don Hahn and a lot of people that worked on the original film.
Yeah.
So it should be pretty in-depth, and looks like it'll be a great Blu-ray DVD set, so I'll get it.
Yeah.
And I don't get them all, to be honest. I don't have Zootopia yet.
Oh, I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
I didn't get it yet.
How about the Target version?
Ooh, is that with like bonus exclusive stuff? I love it when they do that. That always cracks me up.
It's always at Target.
Yeah.
I guess they have a deal, Disney and Target.
I love Target.
Yeah.
They don't even sponsor the show, and I'm saying it.
Yeah.
I love Target.
And I think there was like an ad that says when this comes out, I think there are 11 princess movies that are entirely out of the vault.
Yeah, which is
You can pick up.
interesting, because why aren't they back in the vault?
I don't
Are they
know.
getting rid of the vault? I don't know.
I don't know.
Or maybe they're just talking Netflix? I don't know.
I don't know.
So yeah, I think everybody's looking forward to live action Beauty and the Beast. If anybody isn't, I would be surprised. I wonder if there are any purists out there who are just like, this should not be touched. It's too
I
brilliant.
don't know.
I feel like everything they've shown, even aside from like the questionable things, I feel like everybody's just excited.
Yeah, and I think in that bonus package thing, there's an interview. I forgot who it was, but they were saying like,
Oh yeah,
Emma Watson like is Belle. Like they can't see anyone else playing her.
it was Alan Menken.
It was Alan Menken, yeah.
It was Alan Menken. So poor Paige O'Hara. But yeah, that's all I'll say. James and the Giant Peach live action gonna happen.
I'm not a huge fan of James and the Giant Peach, but there is those, like, Tim Burton-esque people out there.
James and the Giant Peach, if you don't remember, was kind of like soon after Nightmare Before Christmas in the very same style. Mm-hmm. Tim Burton did not direct. I believe he produced.
Yeah, he wasn't the director.
It's what's the author's name? I don't know how you say it. Is it Roald Dahl? The guy Roald Dahl. Okay. Roald Dahl, who wrote Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
and Big Friendly Giant that recently came out.
Big Friendly Giant. Yeah. So it's him, and this is not 100% official, but they are in talks for Sam Mendes to direct, who directed the film American Beauty, as well as some great theater productions like the recent production of Cabaret. So very competent director. I gotta be honest, I don't know if I've ever seen the Disney animated James and the Giant Peach.
Oh. It's weird. It's like saying it's stop motion animation. Yeah. So it's like saying a live action Nightmare Before Christmas, which is like weird to me. Yeah.
Well, I think that James and the Giant Peach definitely lends itself. I mean, there are humans in that story.
Yeah.
A live-action Nightmare Before Christmas would be so weird. Although I have seen theatrical representations of it. Mm-hmm. Illegally, of course. Because Disney doesn't do that production. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It never interested me that much.
Yeah, I barely remember the story. I know there's a giant peach, and there's James, and then I remember a giant spider.
And Caterpillar, I think, or something like that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't that movie start live-action? And like 10 minutes
Honestly, I do not remember.
I'm pretty sure, because I feel like I remember seeing in the trailer, seeing a little boy crawling into a peach, and then at some point his silhouette turns into like the claymation stop motion figure.
I'm sure someone will tell us.
I would bet money on that. But yeah, I think it's...
Tell us down below.
Yeah. So, yeah, take it or leave it, in my opinion. It's very Pete's Dragon to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same level of excitement. It's like, all right, well, it exists. So we'll see, maybe. But speaking of a movie we're all very excited about, I think it's safe to say.
What is it?
Moana.
Yeah.
Very excited about it. She's coming to Aulani.
Of course.
The Disney resort and spa in Hawaii. Which,
obviously.
Or Hawaii, however you're supposed to say it. I love it there. But she's going to be there starting in November. And this is Aulani's 5th anniversary year, which I'm a little surprised it's that young, to be honest, because I just feel like it's one of those places that's been around a lot longer. And like if somebody said to me, oh, it's been 10 years, I'd be like, oh, wow, that went fast. But at the same time, 5 just seems so new. Mm-hmm. It's still a baby. It's still in its infancy. Joe Rohde's masterpiece. Yeah. Were you just holding Aulani in your arms?
This is Aulani.
Oh, how cute. Moana's going to be there. We have mentioned she's going to be in some of the parks as well. Yes. But I think this makes sense, right? It's a good home for her. Mm-hmm. And I do like the fact, or respect the fact, that at Aulani you really only see characters that make sense. Of course, you've got some of the Fab Five in like their Hawaiian gear. Mm-hmm. But like Stitch and Lilo, which make total sense. They're a big staple there. And now Moana, that makes sense.
Well, it seemed... Well, I've never been to Aulani, so I don't know. But would this be the first face character? Do they have other princesses there?
Ooh, I don't think so.
So
they may have a breakfast that I'm unaware of, but I do not remember seeing any face characters
So this might be their first face character.
Perhaps.
Ooh. It's exciting.
That is exciting. It's not really, is it?
I guess.
Is that exciting?
For them.
Yeah. No, I'm excited that Moana is going to be in the parks. I'm really looking forward to Moana. A lot of great things. And 2 great directors. John Musker, Ron Clements. We know them from a lot of films.
Yeah.
And the El Capitan Theater here in Hollywood is going to be celebrating their works of the past. And that includes, what are some of your favorites? Do you remember?
Hercules
is theirs, yeah. Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid, obviously. Aladdin, Princess and the Frog, Rescuers. Treasure Planet, The Great Mouse Detective.
Yeah. Did you say Aladdin?
I said Aladdin. What was the last one? Little Mermaid, obviously.
Yeah, so that's all. There's... Yeah. They're going to be showing them at the El Capitan Theater, which is on Hollywood and Highland across from Grameen's Chinese Theater. So if you're near Los Angeles, they have some pretty cool events. Every single one of these screenings is actually going to have some sort of panel. Ron and John will be there for some of it.
It's the first
Oh, only the first?
Yeah. It's
okay.
So,
good to know.
the first screening, because I think they're showing each movie for 2 days.
Except for Treasure Planet, which gets 1 day. Which is really funny.
But it's only the first showing of that first night. And I think if you look on El Cap, they have a list at the 8 p.m. showing and whatnot.
Interesting.
So I think they'll be at every single one, and then a special guest from the movie as well. I know Susan Egan, who played the voice of Meg, is going to be at the Hercules one.
She's also the original Belle on Broadway.
Yeah, so awesome.
Fun little story. I think I've told you. I don't know if I've ever told it on the show, but I believe she was playing Belle on Broadway the same time she was recording the voice of Meg for Hercules. And apparently at one point, her Belle started sounding a bit much like Meg. And Alan Menken left a little note for her saying, hey, let's give Belle a little less Meg attitude tomorrow night, huh? So I think that's...
Oh my God, I would love to see that.
Yeah, that's a fun little story. I think I've heard Menken tell that story.
Oh my God, that would have been so cool.
Yeah, you just want that
Stay
note.
out of the West Wing. She's like, okay. Calm down.
Yeah, so Belle with attitude.
Yeah.
Love it. But let's see. So out of all those films, obviously you're probably most excited about Hercules. Huh?
Yeah.
Mermaid I've seen on the screen there. Mm-hmm. You know what I would really love to see again? Because I've probably seen it twice, but it's a film, I tell you, as the years pass, I'm loving it more and more and more, is...
Princess and the Frog?
Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
Gosh, I love that movie. And I would love... Maybe I'll go see that one. I don't know.
I think the voice of Lewis is going to be at the first one on that one.
Very cool. Yeah, so it's a fun celebration. Treasure Planet, one night. You made me watch it.
I like
you
Treasure
love
Planet.
it. Yeah.
I love all the underrated Disney movies. Everyone does like
Treasure Planet. What's the other one you made?
Atlantis.
You had me
Atlantis.
watch that as well. Yeah, I watched them and I was like, oh, I understand why these are underrated.
No, Atlantis is great. Treasure Planet is great.
All right, great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, go to the El Camp if you have the chance. Something weird's going on. Disney California Adventure is getting its own annual pass.
Why not?
So if you've ever dreamed of just going to Disney California Adventure and not going to Disneyland, your dreams have come true.
Yeah.
Who's dreamed of that? I don't know. This is interesting. Now, this is not a pass you can buy at the parks. This is only sold at Costco, which makes it even more interesting. Universal, I feel like, has had Costco ticket deals for a while. But it's not even that great a deal.
Yeah.
It's $330 or $329.99 to be exact. It has blackout dates. Mm-hmm. It's DCA only. I don't know who in their right mind would buy this.
People who shop at Costco who just, they'll look a deal.
Yeah, maybe they're just like, yeah, it's probably...
I feel like it's going to be a lot of, like, they need to underline DCA only, like, 7 times because it's going to happen where people are going to buy this and try to get into Disneyland and then be like, oh, I didn't know.
The official name is the Disney California Adventure Fun Pass. So, yes, you're right, though. A lot of people will buy it not knowing what it is.
And it's... I feel like they're kind of pulling off Orlando because Epcot actually has its own
an after hours one, right?
Yeah, it's very cheap. I think it's only like $180, but it's like Epcot after 4 only. Mm-hmm. Like, but there's a lot of special events at Epcot, and like Epcot's not the most Disney park, so it's just someone who just wants to walk around the world. Yeah, it's way cheaper than the $300.
And that's been going for quite a few years, right? I guess that must be successful.
Maybe if you're a fan of Frozen and World of Color, I guess that's good.
I guess. I don't know. It's interesting.
That's happening.
I think the price is pretty high for what it is. But speaking of Disney California Adventure, something I'm excited and sad about is happening at Disney California Adventure. Tower of Terror late checkout.
Yeah.
You've heard about this?
I have.
Talk about it for a second.
So basically, when it hits sunset during the Halloween time period at DCA, they're going to be doing entire blackout rides on Tower of Terror.
Yeah, this is kind of a celebration of the retirement of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, which closes January 2nd, I think it is. This is unique. This is cool. It's interesting, though, because for me... the best part of Tower of Terror isn't the fall, it's the special effects in there, like great ghost effects, great storytelling. So like that's going to be shut off. Obviously I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
The question is, will the audio still be going?
My also question is, they said it's at night, so during the day you can still ride it normally.
Which I think is great.
But entirely blackout and at night, does that mean the windows will open as well, or will those stay shut too?
I assume those will open still.
Because that's not really blackout.
Well, blackout in the building.
I
guess. Yeah, I don't. It's interesting. I mean, like I said, I'm very interested in checking it out.
I'm sure they will open just for the picture because they need money.
Oh yeah, totally. And I will say, speaking of picture, they are going to have special photo opportunities for from September 9th through January 2nd. They're basically celebrating the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and they'll have special merchandise you can buy. They'll have photo opportunities. They're going to have a cool little performance group.
Yeah, cool little band too.
The Silver Lake Sisters, which I guess will be probably like a band you would see in the Tip Top Club in the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. I wish that the Tip Top Club was a thing.
Well, they can actually exist, yeah.
That is, I'll tell you, that's the way you top, no pun intended, Walt Disney World's Tower of Terror. You build a Tower of Terror ride that has a Tip Top Club that you can go to for dinner or whatever. I would be all about that.
Too late now.
Too late now. It's not going to happen here, but maybe Paris, or even if they did it in Florida, I think that would be fantastic. I would absolutely do that.
It definitely wouldn't be at the top of the tower, though.
Why not?
It'd probably be at towards the side. I think
has to be the
height
tip
restrictions.
Top. Oh yeah.
I think it's as tall as it can be.
They'll shorten the fall of the elevator to build the club.
No.
Nobody will notice. It'll be fine.
I don't think so.
It'll be good. No, how cool would that
They'll
be?
just put it on the side, but you'll go up a fake elevator.
Yeah. That doesn't drop, hopefully. Yeah, so I'm excited to celebrate the Tower of Terror, but I'm sad. There's just a lot of realizations happening where like, oh wow, this is actually happening. Like you hear about it, you read about it, you talk about it, and like, oh, it's got a date now.
Yeah.
Like we're saying goodbye. Some more fun stuff happening during Halloween time at Disneyland. This is specifically during Mickey's Halloween party. We're getting a parade.
A parade.
A parade. Now they are calling it a parade.
Uh-huh.
It sounds more like a cavalcade. You tend to find out whether or not there's new floats and stuff backstage on social media. You haven't heard anything?
I haven't heard anything.
Okay, so here's the deal. If you don't know about this, it's called the Frightfully Fun Parade. It's happening at Disneyland during Mickey's Halloween party nights only. There's going to be the Headless Horseman that we've discussed before on the show. Nightmare Before Christmas is going to have a segment. The Haunted Mansion is going to have a segment. Princess and the Frog's Dr. Facilier is going to have a segment. The Villains will have a segment. So it sounds like a good amount of stuff. They're calling it a parade. I haven't heard anything about new floats. Now, to me, that's what makes a parade, is the floats. It sounds like a character cavalcade. I think it's an improvement, is what it comes down to.
My thing is, for this announcement, they used pictures from Boo to You.
Yeah.
From the Haunted Mansion segment.
Of course.
So, hopefully.
But didn't show a float.
Yeah.
It was just ballroom.
But, that's awesome. I mean, the ballroom dancers, the grave diggers.
And the grave diggers.
They're super cool.
Yeah.
So, if we get those, I'll be happy. Well, last year, we had Paint the Night.
Yeah. Which, made sense considering it was new. But this is great. And it is interesting, though, that earlier they announced the Headless Horseman. And now they're announcing the parade. It's kind of an interesting little way of going about doing that.
But this could give the reason why Paint the Night is stopping if they do have more floats. Because maybe they can't hold both of them.
Possibly. And then they have to bring back Paint the Night after for Christmas. I guess we'll find out when Mickey's Halloween party starts, which should be very soon. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party has officially begun at Walt Disney World. So there's that. And you know what? I just think this means next year, let's have the Sanderson sisters take over the Magical Map stage for a Halloween party, shall we?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm down.
All for it. So that's not happening this year, though. But yeah, I think this is great because I took the survey. You probably got a survey too after last year's Halloween party, and they listened. I think that they needed more original entertainment for it, and especially with the huge price hike this year, it's a good thing. Very good thing. Over at Walt Disney World, this is nothing news, but I got to tell you, this excites me. There are buses that will take you from the theme parks to Disney Springs now. This was such a hassle before if you weren't a local.
Yeah.
You used to have to take a bus from the theme park to your hotel to hop on another bus to go to downtown Disney.
Correct.
Now, after 4 p.m., you can take a bus from the theme parks to Disney Springs. This makes so much sense on so many levels. This makes guests happy. This brings in more money to Disney Springs, most likely. It'll probably stop people from driving there on their own as well. So I think it's a great thing. I do have to laugh, though. So I can't remember which blog it was that I read this from, but I'm going to read what they wrote. Okay. Because this is just funny. It makes a lot of sense to allow guests to travel to Disney Springs after being in the parks, especially if guests are doing a half day at the parks, or when finished at the Animal Kingdom. I don't even know if they were intending for that to be funny, but that's hilarious.
Yes.
But
I can see why they didn't do it. They don't want people parking at Disney Springs and then traveling to a theme park and not paying the parking fee. That's why it's after 4 p.m., which makes sense now.
Okay.
So I'm glad they're doing it, and it makes sense after 4 because that's after you've already gone to the park and whatnot.
Will they return? Will they bring people back to the parks as well?
Yeah, they'll have to.
Oh, because I guess if you're leaving your car at the park, you need it. It's interesting. Yeah, I never thought about that, but that makes total sense.
Yeah, that's why initially it wasn't a thing. But
the downtown Disney, there was never a thing for downtown Disney, right?
No, you'd always have to go to a resort.
Yeah.
Like I would take it to, if I'm going to Magic Kingdom, I'll just take it to Contemporary because it's right there.
but Disney Springs has a parking fee, doesn't it?
No.
Disney Springs is free?
Yeah.
Why is downtown Disney charge here at Disneyland?
Because Disney Springs has like 7 parking garages right now.
Oh, sad. I just got really sad.
Our downtown Disney has like a little lot.
Yeah, I wish that we had completely free parking. But yeah, that's like nothing news that excited me more than I can tell you. Very stupid. But whatever. Shall we move on to Star Wars?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, it's enough of that.
Okay.
Season of the Force, which is still happening here at Disneyland. This is a very long season. Apparently the seasons in a galaxy far, far away last a lot longer than seasons here on Earth. But it's heading to Disneyland Paris.
Yeah.
Not only Disneyland Paris, but the Disneyland Paris Walt Disney Studios Park, which is great, because from what I hear, that park needs a little something.
Lacking.
A lot of it sounds like what we've had here and in Florida. The First Order March is happening. There's stormtrooper interactions. There's the whole choose, are you the light side or the dark side? But what are you excited about?
What am I
Did you hear about this?
No. Maybe.
They're having a Star Wars projection show on their Twilight Zone Tower of Terror.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. This is, obviously the first of its. I don't think they've ever done map projecting on the Tower of Terror. I'm sure they were just looking around, being like, "What can we use?"
That could be cool, just on any tower.
Yeah,
like if they just start
not even necessarily Star Wars, but like just lightning.
No, yeah,
bolts and
just
stuff.
like yeah.
So I'm excited about. Although, Florida has strobe flashes on their tower at night, don't they? Or did I make that up?
I think that's just the picture being taken.
Oh, is it just? I feel like from like a down angle, I've seen flash strobes. Maybe it was only for promotional purposes, like in a commercial or something. I don't know. But I think that's pretty cool. Let the Force light up your night. I don't know if that's the official name of it, but that's how somebody described it anyway. So it's kind of cool. Apparently, you can see they've been testing it and stuff, and they've had the Star Wars logo on it. So yeah, Disneyland Paris, good for you. They're getting something new. Woo! That's great news.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, speaking of Star Wars, Rogue One.
It's coming.
Coming in December. No, obviously there's going to be a 3D option, an IMAX 3D option. Have you seen the 3D glasses?
Yes. They have like black and white Stormtrooper 3D glasses.
Yeah, so there's the standard Stormtrooper and the Death Trooper glasses. Some other movies have done this in the past. I remember Harry Potter had like Harry Potter's glasses.
They did it for Force Awakens as well. They had a bunch of different ones.
Did they? I don't remember that.
They had a Kylo Ren one, a BB-8 one, a Rey goggles one, and then another one. I forgot what the other one was. I think it was just a classic Stormtrooper as well.
These look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, you're not necessarily going to get these if you see it in 3D. I don't know if these are maybe just IMAX 3D. They haven't really officially announced yet what they're for. But I like the way they look. I think it's pretty cool. And I kind of want to pair myself.
Black or white?
I would go with white.
Black.
Stormtrooper.
Death Trooper.
Evil.
Bum, bum, bum. Well, technically they're both evil, I guess.
Oh, okay. I guess that's true. Then I don't care. I just think the white ones look cooler. Like
It's a classic.
they flash. Yeah. It's pretty cool. What if they they should make it where it's like a full helmet. You gotta and the shield. The shield is the 3D glasses.
You're like trying to eat popcorn.
Yeah, that would hurt popcorn sales for sure.
Yeah.
That's funny though. Just picture that for a moment.
Handing everyone a helmet.
And
Please
then-
return this after the movie.
and an entire audience full of
Just wearing
stormtroopers.
helmets.
I love it.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That'd be fantastic. I think that's all the news for this week. Do you have any more news?
I don't think so.
It's a lot of stuff.
I mean, the by the time you're watching this, the 16th anniversary has ended.
Yes, it's true. The Disneyland 60th anniversary diamond celebration is done.
Yeah, no more Disneyland Forever.
Ever again.
Paint the Night is on hiatus. Hopefully.
It's every night run is done as far as we know.
What they call it, Celebrate is over though. Woo!
That's true. And soon, if not already, is it like the next night it's going back to the original show?
I mean, I
don't know.
hope so.
Yeah.
And then I assume all the characters are going back to their normal outfits.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I never cared for the Disneyland 60 costumes. Did you?
I mean, they were cool at the beginning, and I was just like, all right, I'm over it.
Yeah, it's like a lot of blue in the back. I am ready for Halloween time decorations.
Yes.
Super ready.
Yes.
So we're going from blue to orange, and then Christmas.
Yeah,
It's
I
already
believe Haunted Mansion's already closed. Mm-hmm. Space Mountain should be transferring soon.
Soon to Ghost Galaxy.
Yeah, it's September 9th that it's Halloween starts, so
Yeah. So
we're almost there.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now, before we move on to trivia, I want to give a shout out to Rel70, REL70. Thank you so much for leaving us a 5-star written review on iTunes.
Thank you.
And Rel wrote, "They're the best I've ever listened to."
Oh my god, stop.
Seriously.
Stop.
You're hurting us. That hurts so much.
Ow.
In a good way.
My heart.
Yeah. Anyway, Rel70, thank you so much for the shout out. If you want a shout out, all you got to do is go to iTunes, leave a 5-star written review there, and you'll get a shout out on the show.
Heck yeah.
We promise. If we forget, shoot us an email. We'll do it
You
then.
forgot.
Yeah, but
It's all Jeff's fault.
it is totally my fault if it's forgotten. But I don't think I've forgotten yet. But thank you so much. But that does mean it's trivia time. Do you want to hit me or shall I hit you?
Sure.
Let's hear it.
Earlier, we were talking about the live-action Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
And Lumiere and Cogsworth.
Yes.
And Cogsworth is going to be voiced by Sir Ian McKellen.
That is true.
Who you know from, like, Lord of the Rings and being just awesome everywhere.
And being Ian McKellen,
you
yes.
know. But did you know he was offered a role in the original Beauty and the Beast?
As a voice.
As a voice. Do you know who he was offered?
Okay, so he's Cogsworth now. I'm going to guess Maurice.
He was offered Cogsworth.
Oh.
And he actually turned down the role.
I was going to say that, and I was like, that's too obvious.
He turned down the role as Cogsworth in the original Beauty and the Beast, so now he's playing it in live action.
I wonder what made him change his mind.
He's probably like, wow, that did really good. I'll be in this one.
It's like the residuals will be splendid with this one. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Huh.
There you go.
I like Cogsworth in the animated film, so I gotta say I'm happy he didn't take it. But that is
Now we'll get to see what was in the live action, I guess.
And maybe we can just take the voice and replace it in the animated at some point. I'm sure somebody will do that on YouTube, and we can see if we like that or not. Interesting, though.
Yes.
Earlier we were talking about the films of Ron and John that will be playing at the El Capitan Theater, and we listed them all to remind you what they were. Let's see. There was Little Mermaid, Princess and the Frog, Treasure Planet, Great Mouse Detective, Hercules, and Aladdin.
Yes.
Wondering if you can put those in order from the oldest to the newest.
I need like a visual of the list.
Well, okay, let me just read it. Mermaid...
90.
I'm going to read them and you tell me which one you think is the oldest. Mermaid, Princess and the Frog, Treasure Planet, Great Mouse Detective, Hercules, Aladdin.
Well, the oldest is Great Mouse Detective.
Okay, so you got that right. So, after that, we've got left Little Mermaid, Princess and the Frog, Treasure Planet, Hercules, and Aladdin.
Little Mermaid.
Yes.
Aladdin.
Correct.
What's next?
And then you've got left, let's see, you have left... Treasure Planet, Princess and the Frog, and Hercules.
Treasure Planet, Hercules, Princess and the Frog.
Close. Treasure Planet, Princess and the Frog, and Hercules.
Is it Hercules, Treasure Planet, Princess and the Frog?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. The order is Great Mouse Detective, Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Hercules, Treasure Planet, and the Princess and the Frog.
Yeah, Treasure Planet was in the 2000s, right? 2001?
Yeah, one of the early... What was... Hercules was late 90s,
Yeah,
right?
it was like 97.
Okay, something like that.
Someone will correct me.
Yep, somebody will leave it in the comments. Yeah, so that's the work of Ron and John and
Moana.
And Moana, of course. So you're very excited about Moana.
Yeah.
I think that's going to do it for us this week. Of course, between episodes, you can connect with us in places like
Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, SoundCloud, and our blog posts on Tumblr.
Excellent. All of that can be found at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. Have a fantastic week, everybody. We hope you enjoyed the Diamond Celebration while it lasted for the last year plus. What was it, 18 months or whatever?
Yeah.
But on to 61.
Yeah.
We're already there. We've been there for a while now. But yeah, it was a great celebration. Have a fantastic week, everybody. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.
So, today we're going to take the roller coasters at Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World and order them from our least favorite to favorite individually. And I think we got all of them. If we missed a roller coaster, please let us know.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure these are all of them. So, you want to start with your least favorite? I have a feeling that like our least favorites will be similar and our favorites will be similar. It's going to be the stuff in between that's going to be like all over the place. That's my guess.
Okay.
Your least favorite.
My least favorite